So let's take a few minutes and talk about buyers right now. Buyers are really important in this new process, because what we really noticed in all of the other sales processes is that it was really about what the salesperson had to do to the buyer. Now, if you've been done to, it doesn't feel good. And when it doesn't feel good, you're already starting on the wrong foot, in my mind. But we've been training for so many years now about what you have to do, what technique you have to use, what tactic you have to use, what you have to say, what script you have to use on that client. You got to do it to them. And when you're doing something to a client, oh my goodness, it doesn't work. People always ask me for scripts. I hate giving out scripts. Why? Because I know people will turn around and use them verbatim, and that means that their delivery's off, that they're not confident, and they're trying a tactic because they don't know the sales process well enough. And so we did, kind of looked at that and said, I need to develop a system, a sales system that's so unique that you don't have to be a brilliant sales objection handler. You do understand the process, and then talk with the people appropriately to help them through. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not against sales objection handling. We call that buyer resistance. And buyer resistance comes in all kinds of forms. Now, objections are also a very good indicator that they're interested. And I'm going into that in detail, but honestly, if they're not objecting when you're talking to them, that means they're not trying to reconcile the intelligence of the legal, or pardon me, the knowledge that they have with the emotion that they have around it. I mean, they don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I get that. I don't care if you buy it. I don't care what you want. And so if there's no objections, probably a bigger concern than if there is objections, but you got to know what to answer, when to answer, and what they really need. And oh, by the way, here's a little tidbit. All objections are not equal. Some of them are legitimate, and some of them are just emotional responses that they need to clear out because they're bubbling up, and we call that tensions building too high. And when the tension builds too high, it's like, and they say something. It's too much. And then they'll be fine after they say it. Okay? So you got to know, like a volcano where they explode just for a brief second and pop out that objection on pricing, probably, that it's just something that they're going through in the moment, probably going to be coming out of that. And we have techniques that we put to use that help the client understand what's going on so that they can move forward.